Alright everybody, it's Dev Diary time. Dev Diary 40 has come out and finally we get some eyes on what Heinlein is going to be about. We finally put all the first two patches behind us and now it's looking forward to patch 1.3 Heinlein as he's called. Of course we had Clarke and Asimov before this, but Heinlein coming sometime in October, apparently, tentatively planned for now. So it looks like there's going to be a lot of community feedback in this one, and as it looks right now, we can expect a large number of interface and quality of life improvements. Too many for me to list here as precisely what we have planned. However, we are doing some larger changes as planned. Now, Heinlein initially, when they talked about the 3 author patches a couple weeks ago, or almost 2 months ago now, they were talking about making the systems more interesting, putting larger guns on ships like XL weapons. And what I meant with, for instance, making systems more interesting is like have little spaceships going between planets and stuff like that, and making things more alive, because right now the galaxy is a little bit dead on the inside, just like the void of space, really. It is kind of funny how that goes. Also, it looks like they're going to be adding a feature called Auto Explore. Now, I find this one rather interesting. Just to quote this one here, exploration is an important part of Stellaris in the early game, but towards the mid and late game, it can get annoying to have to manage your science ship, but also trying to run a sprawling interstellar empire. On one hand, I would agree. On the other hand, not so much. It kind of removes the steering away from things, which is kind of annoying when it comes to your science. So the compromise is we settled to introduce a technology that will appear after your empire grows to a certain size and allows your science ship to be automated. It will also grant some other bonuses to be useful to the AI. And that's good, because the AI right now is kind of stupid. Though we know that some people who want the automating options from the very start, we believe that it's going to be, so basically, yeah, they will be able to mod it. So that's basically the thing there. Rally points, something that I'm looking forward to. For those people that are playing right now, rally points, basically being able to send your fleets automatically towards a certain location as soon as they pop out of their respective shipyards. Something that I have been clamoring for a while now, and it looks like we're finally going to get it. One of our most requested features since the release has been a better way to manage your newly built ship. After discussing the various options, such as a fleet designer, which would have been cool, we decided to settle on adding rally points for your fleet. Let's get a look. Let's go back there a little bit. A fleet designer. That would have been interesting, but building your fleet would have taken a long time. It's kind of a function that is currently in Europa Universalis 4. I can totally understand where they got, why they went with this approach, considering the amount of planets that you have. In Heinlein, you will be able to mark any planet or star in the galaxy, as well as any war fleet owned by you as a rally point. That's really cool. So basically, you can say, hey, this fleet over here, that's going to be the main rally point. That's any build ships automatically going to merge with this fleet. That is really handy. That's going to take a lot of micromanagement out of it as well. It will travel to that fleet and automatically merge with it. If something happens to destroy that fleet while the ship is traveling to it, it will abort and return back to its point of origin. That makes perfect sense. If you have no fleet rally points, the ship will instead use the nearest planetary rally point, traveling there and merging with any fleet present around that planet. In addition to changing how newly built ships behave, rally points will also allow alter the return order giving to ships. Instead of returning to the nearest spaceport, they will return to the nearest spaceport marked as a rally point. That is actually quite useful, because in the past you would be able to hit the upgrade ship button or send the repair button out, and they would just go for the nearest spaceport, which is not always optimal. Sometimes you want to keep them away from the front line a little bit. If no spaceport is marked as a rally point, they will go which one ever is close as before. And they got a little draft of the outlier here. Some rally points. Obviously, this is all work in progress, so that's perfectly fine. Expansion Planner. Another highly requested feature that will be upcoming in Heinlein is an expansion planner, an interface where you can see planets that are available to colonize or build resource observation stations at. Now, this right here is what the community at large have been wanting for quite some time. Having a tab in the game, being able to see, hey, these planets is what we have available to us. I want to see which is the best one right now and which one I want to colonize. Looking at bonuses and things like that. We'll see how that is actually going to pan out in the next few weeks, since they're going to do a Dev Diary on that as well. Strategic resource rework. Now, this is probably one of the biggest impacting things that is going to come up. An area of the game that we feel didn't really work out as planned is the strategic resources. They are at once, too rare and too common, too varied and too bland. Well, that's kind of, taking every sin, it's a bit of everything. Most of all, we feel that they are far too fiddly to interact with, requiring to keep track in your head of which spaceport have which particular modules. As such, we currently have the following change in mind for strategic resources. Okay, so they're going to split up strategic resources into strategic and local stones. So Betharian and alien pets, anything that's on a planet, is a material that's going to stay on that planet. You can only build your resource building on that tile. So you won't be able to go into space and basically drop your energy stuff anywhere, really. That means you cannot specialize any planets to be energy planets, which is kind of annoying because having Betharian stone systems, like a planet that only does Betharian stone and then boosts the Betharian stone with the energy hubs, was kind of useful. So that's now currently looking to be nerfed. Okay. Betharian power plants, the example that is being used here. Add more types of local resources to colonizable planets, making certain planets more desirable for that powerful special building that you'll be able to build on it. So this one right here, looks like they're gonna be adding more types of local resources. I'm actually really fascinated by that because it means we may be able to specialize our planets a little bit more as opposed to what I just mentioned regarding power. Having strategic resources clearly defined civilian or military use instead of being a mix of both. So, for instance, Teldar increases happiness, or it increases, if you build a Teldar plant on a planet, it will increase happiness by 10 or 5%. I'm not entirely sure what it is, but if you make it a orbital structure using Teldar, it improves kinetic weapons or explosive weapons, one of the two. But it looks like they're going to completely remove that and basically give one material one option. So it looks like we're going to have a ton more special materials soon, which is rather cool. It also hopefully is going to work with the sector management AI and basically have the sector manager say, hey, this special material only build this building on top of it, and in the past this has been a little bit fiddly, and it's something I'm kind of worried about. And then finally, require you to have a single unit of strategic resource to get its full benefits, so the excess can be traded away. Okay, cool. Terraforming resources will be an exception here. So if you have Teldar and you only want the happiness stuff, then you can trade away the Teldar crystals, which is kind of useful. That'll be all for today. Next week, we'll be talking about the Heinlein patch, specifically about the big rework coming in, fleet combat overhaul, and dedicated ship roles. Now, I'm really looking forward to this. We've been playing around with ship roles in the past, screening ships, long-range artillery, carriers, and that sort of thing. It looks like we're going to get actually dedicated ship roles for dedicated ships that we can assign to them. So really looking forward to that. We'll see how that all goes. And a lot of bug fixes coming out, quality of life, and so they'll be not able to answer every question. Okay, and on top of that, Gamescom is coming up next week as well, and I expect the Paradox team to be there too. And myself, I'm going to be there as well, and I'll probably be able to ask him a few questions about that, about the upcoming patches anyway. So we'll see what's going on with that, and then we'll take it from here. Until next week with the patches, and enjoy the rest of the episodes for this week. The AI series continues, and we're going to go start a new series of something tomorrow. It's most likely going to be the Starbrood, the Old God sort of stuff that I'm kind of looking forward to, and of course the Praetorian Survival, Unbidden Survival series is now finished. Only took a month, so it was all good. But in the meantime, thank you so much for watching, and until next time, take good care of yourselves and each other.